Okay, when it comes to marketing your services, we always have to have several different types of marketing at all times. And I've said this many times in other videos, but I like to reiterate it because I'm seeing a lot of clients sometimes get in the rut of doing one type of marketing, whether it's social media marketing on Facebook, or whether it's postcards, or whether it's a TV ad, or whether it's newspaper, or whatever. They get stuck into a rut because what happens, they'll do something and they'll get a real good return. You'll get a real good return on your money, and you go, okay, that's the kind of marketing that works. And that's, yes, it does, but all marketing works, meaning the TV does work, the radio does work, newspaper does work. If it's not working, it's we haven't got the right message out, we haven't got the right demographics, maybe the time that it hit was awkward, it was a holiday, who knows. But it's not that if I do a newspaper and it works once, well, okay, that's the ticket. I found the golden key here. That's what's going to work, and it's simply not true. And if you end up finding yourself in a place where you're dependent on one type of marketing, you are going to end up doing this. You're going to have a nosedive, and you're not going to know how to get at it because you haven't been testing and trialing things when time is good. So if I'm doing some marketing and I'm getting a return and I'm getting a good revenue from it, I've got to take some of that revenue. Remember, at least 10% of that revenue, set it aside for more marketing. And sometimes my marketing isn't going to get me a home run. It's not going to get me a double, and sometimes I won't get a base hit. That's part of being an entrepreneur. That's part of failing fast, failing frequently, and failing forward. That's how you grow, that's how you develop. So you're not always going to have something perfect. Don't let that drop you down. You've learned something from it. There's times where I marketed a postcard, didn't get the return I wanted. There's times I put a newspaper ad out, didn't get anything. I mean, it happens, and we learn from it, but I didn't quit. And I continued to rotate things at all times to where I had always 4 different types of marketing going on at all times, including what we've referred to as bootstrap or presidential marketing, meaning getting out and campaigning yourself. That was already part of it. I did plenty of it myself before I had anyone else working with me, and then I was able to delegate a lot of that to people, and I trained them because I knew how to do it. I did it so I could delegate, and I knew if they were doing their job or not, so I constantly had people out there, and I would get out to building myself in the community because people respect it. If you're willing to get out and shake hands like the president gets elected, then you're going to get respect, and people are going to notice you when that newspaper article comes out, when that TV spot comes out. And that's just a big pull of credibility, integrity. They believe you, there's truth. So you have to do all of that. So if I'm rotating things, that means I'm not sticking to one type of marketing, and even within a given source of marketing, such as a newspaper, I'm not always going to do Sunday. I might rotate Sunday and test a Tuesday. I might do a quarter page, try a half page. I might try a different section. I'm going to start off in the main section because that's typically the most eyeballs, but I can take some chances and go, you know what, I'm going to put one in the business section, or I'm going to do this. So it's all about testing. But when you do test something new, it's important to have another source of marketing to help you fill that pre-education wherever you're sending them, whether it's online to watch a pre-education video, a free report, a talk in your clinic, a dinner talk, a webinar, whatever it is. You want to have multiple sources coming in. If you're doing postcards, you want to rotate those postcards through different zip codes all the time, rotating. Every once in a while you'll find one, hey, we didn't really hit on here. Okay, let's check the demographics out. Oh my God, they're really lower in this area. Or maybe we find out that that's an elderly area where there's a couple of elderly homes and things like this. And maybe those postcards went out without us really letting them know, hey, they should only to go to homes, not to aftercare homes and things like this. So be careful with that. Know that when marketing changing, you have to change, and you have to change your marketing as well. You can't expect the same marketing piece to continue to get a big hit without ever making changes. So if that same marketing piece starts getting less and less calls, we need to make changes on that, whether it's the headline, the subheadline, etc. So remember that marketing is something that goes on 100% of the time, and you have to be aware of it, because if you master marketer, you're going to master your career. and then you can start helping people delegate. But continue making certain, when I look at it and I look at my marketing calendar, how many different types of marketing am I doing? Have I been rotating, and work with that person that's helping you with that, your marketing person.